My name is Michelle Castellano. I'm Vice President at Mellano and Company, and we are here in our ranunculus fields, the flower fields, here in Carlsbad, California.
How large are the flower fields?
We farm approximately 40 to 45 acres here in the flower fields. We're a little limited because obviously development has come in and kind of crept up on all sides. Fortunately, this land is protected. The city of Carlsbad, through the landowner, us the growers, and the city of Carlsbad, this is protected to continue to be the flower fields. So we're very fortunate to have this location here.
How many people work the flower fields?
At any given time, we probably, as the grower, have about 20 to 25 people.
We see so much color. How many colors are you growing out here?
You know, that fluctuates a little bit. There's about 10 to 12 colors here. We have the reds, the pinks, the whites, the yellows. What you'll also see is a few strips that are called the Picotee mix. There's some different mixes. And those are one of two things. There's some blends, which are just kind of pastel colors that kind of, it's interesting, they kind of kick back different colors in each generation. There's also a mix that's more of a variegated mix. And so you'll have maybe a white stem with some pink speckles in it. So we have the solid colors, but then there's some really neat mixtures of colors as well.
How many stems of flowers are we looking at?
You know, I couldn't even answer that question. We pick about 5 million stems because we produce about 500,000 bunches out of these flower fields. We don't even touch 10% of what is here in the field. So to calculate what's actually out here in terms of stems of flowers, your guess is as good as mine. What's different about these fields than most flower farmers is you get to see the color. And that's because most flower growers are growing the crop for a cut flower. Our ranunculus fields are a little different. Our crop are the bulbs. And so what we're doing is we're planting these fields from seeds, we're letting the flowers bloom, they're dying back, and we're digging up the bulbs. Most flower growers would cut a flower before it's really open because it has to go through the process of the cold chain to the wholesaler to the retailer into the client's home. Here we're not so worried about that, it's the bulb that is the crop. So over the years, the Frazees grew these crops. People would drive from all over to drive down the Highway 101 in Carlsbad and see the beautiful strips of color. In the early 90s, Mr. Frazee decided it was time to retire from ranunculus growing. And the city was really interested in keeping the operation here in Carlsbad because obviously this has become something the community has grown to love. And so that's how Mellano and Company came involved. Mr. Frazee came to us and asked us to take over his growing operation. And back in those days, Mr. Frazee, for a couple of years, stayed on and really taught us all of the tricks of his trade and the things he has learned over the years. So we have really inherited this from really first Mr. Gage, who brought it over from Asia and Europe, Mr. Frazee, who selected for us a beautiful ranuncula in beautiful colors, and now we're continuing with the operation. We love what we do, but I was very fortunate, you were very fortunate to grow up in this industry, to grow up knowing the importance of agriculture, the importance of giving back to the community and the environment. So it's important to me that we take some time and educate this next generation because they're certainly not learning it in schools, they're not learning it at home, so that we get to be part of that and hopefully be sparking some interest in that next generation to be the next generation of flower growers.
Why are flowers important, Michelle?
Well, flowers are important because obviously they bring joy to people. They brighten the workplace, they brighten up people's homes. They're important to our everyday joy and enjoyment of living. I'm Michelle Castellano and I am proud to be a California flower farmer.